a quick video in which I'm going to be explaining you how we help Paladin go from 0 followers on YouTube, Instagram, towards 80,000 followers on YouTube and 90,000 followers on Instagram within just 6 months, right? So before I begin, let me tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Abdullah. We basically run a content marketing agency, and I work with all the big people in the industry. Iman, Sebastian, we're already working together till right now. Ecom King in the e-commerce niche, and the people like Paladin, and all in all, like, you can check my portfolio. It is diversified. So anyways, we're just going to start this doc in which I'm going to be explaining you what are the things that I kept in mind and how we basically help Paladin go from literally nobody. Like, he was just on Twitter. He was really great at his craft, but he was just on Twitter, and now he's all over the internet, and he's basically like printing through his funnels and all that, right? So first thing first, 90,000 followers on YouTube. Yeah, 100K subscribers, 100K followers on Instagram, right? And the views are right in front of you. You can check him. And on Twitter, he's basically above 100K. So the overall brand has gone across all the platforms, right? At this point, it's across all the platforms. So let me tell you basically what I did from day one with my whole team and how we basically helped Paladin scale drastically, right? So this is not just going to be a basic video. Oh, we basically made 4 short form videos and 5 long form videos. No. We don't actually do that, right? We have a really different type of approach. We take approach according to our creator and our client, right? So first thing first was launching the brand. Paladin contacted me because he had decided to start producing content and wanted somebody to help him out. He was like, Abdullah, I have a good significant following on Twitter when we started working together, but he had 0 presence on all the other social media platforms, right? So basically what happened, Omar Agag, I don't know if you know the guy, he basically told me, like, Paladin, he's like one of my boys, he wants to also work with you. And I'm like, all right, I'll just take a look at it. And initially I was going there just to take care of his content production. Then I started like using my strategies in order to make sure that we are, hitting every single rock. So Paladin contacts me and he's very excited. He's like, Abdullah, we need to make content. Let's start making tons of long form videos and go onto YouTube as soon as possible. I was like, all right, so you were really good at Twitter, right? This is the point where 90% of the people make mistake. You have to understand how your client is, right? Not all the strategies are going to work for someone, and not all the same strategies are going to work for your other clients. So I was like, okay, Paladin, okay, how old is he? 20, interesting. So we could target the younger demographic. Okay, interesting. What type of content he needs to make that is going to resonate with the younger audience, right? The lifestyle type of content. That was some things that were going in my mind, but I was like, all right, Paladin, you're good on Twitter, but we don't need to go on YouTube all along, like out of nowhere, right? Because the competition is high. Everyone is making content, and we need to do something to stand out. So I did not agree. There were a couple of reasons why starting with long form was a bad idea when it comes to Paladin. People on Twitter knew who Paladin was, but he has a presence on Instagram and YouTube, as I said before. Starting with long form right away would have made his twice as hard to grow his channel on YouTube because no one knew who he was, right? He was really famous on Twitter, but on YouTube, nada. We had a gold mine of audience sitting on Twitter with amazing engagement numbers that could directly go to the other platforms. It would have been stupid to start from 0 to not use that growth. So the thing about Twitter is that it is by far one of the best platforms that you can basically grow on, right? My 80% of clientele base is from Twitter, right? I didn't do cold emails, and 30%, 20% of my clientele base from referrals, right? So that's how I basically run my business. But as far as the Paladin was concerned, people on Twitter are really, really, up to date with the market, and they are willing to spend a lot of money. So having people on Twitter was like really great type of audience. Instagram, they're brain dead people. TikTok, don't even talk about that, right? Twitter itself is really good. So at this point, I was like, okay, we need to make sure that we are vetting our creator and analyze his strong points. Everyone can create content, but that doesn't mean everyone should. The problem nowadays is that every retard on the internet is going to be like, today I'm going to teach you how to make $10,000 a month. Okay, but why should I listen to you? Like, give me one good reason that why should I listen to you? Like, Iman is already making a video like that. Sebastian is already making a video like that. Why should I listen to your way of making $10,000 a month, right? You need to stop copying other people. So I was like, okay, let's vet the creator. That's what I do. Every time I work with someone, I was like, what is the strong point of my client, right? So this was the most important part in the whole content creation journey. I was like, Paladin has achieved impressive things. His payouts were really great. He was in the stock niche, and he was like, Abdullah, I already have great payouts, and if I post them, people are going to trust me a lot. So Paladin has achieved so many great things. This means that he had stories that people would be interested in, right? He had values to provide because he had proven himself in trading, right? I was on a call with him, and he was like, oh, I had a doorman job, then I went there. I was listening to his story. Great story. I was like, bro, this guy has gone through a lot, and we just need to make sure to document this in such a way that it is going to be resonating with the audience, right? So people knew what Paladin has done, but no one knew much about his life. How did he got started? Curiosity is a powerful drug, and we use that properly, right? Staying mysterious as much as possible, right? Paladin was good at creating content. I'm gonna give props to my boy here. He was really good at learning things, and he was like, Abdullah, I need to structure my dialogue delivery like this. I need to make sure to work a bit more on that. So it was like we both partnered up really well, right? He was comfortable with the camera, didn't need much training on that, and started producing really high quality content, right? I convinced Paladin to trust me on this one. I advised him to hold on not making videos on YouTube. Instead, we'll use another strategy for like a wildfire, right? So this was what was going in my mind. I was like, all right, the trend of short form content is there, and Paladin itself, he hasn't really good on Twitter. So what I'm going to do basically is I'm going to make sure that there's no need for me to go viral. I just want to put his face in the market. I was like, all right, how about this first one? We make 60 short form videos and post them across all the platforms on TikTok, Instagram, and also Twitter, just so people know who Paladin is, right? On Twitter, people know because of your tweets, because of your words. They don't know, they haven't seen your face, right? So this was my first initial take. I want to make sure that his face itself is becoming a brand. So that's what I focused on, right? Working towards virality, getting eyeballs, growing the account, and getting Paladin's face out there. We created 30 to 40 short form content, distributed on all the platforms, noted down the results, and then used this data to make the changes, right? Short form videos, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Yeah, we also posted those shorts on YouTube, but in fact, like out of nowhere, they were also performing really well. So Paladin's TikTok is a very good platform. TikTok is a very good platform if you want to distribute shorts and go viral with them, right? So we use TikTok, even though the audience is brain dead, they're not going to sell, they're not going to be that great. They're good for TikTok shops, but not for personal brand content. So we were like, okay, we just need to put the face in the market, so we use TikTok, and some of his videos went really good on TikTok too. Let me show you. Okay, now this is not his account. I guess this one. Yep, this one is his. You can say 3K likes or I don't know 40 comments. It was going really good on TikTok, and we were like, okay, the face is getting in the market. People are getting to know more about Paladin, right? So short form content, we're distributing it on across all platforms, right? But we aren't playing the game of chances here, so we also hijacked the ideation process using some search tools. So then we started doing the research, right? We're like, okay, what type of content really works in the stock niche? That's why knowing the market is really important. Now we're like, okay, prop firm is something. I actually had no fucking idea what prop firms were. I was like, okay, prop firms, what is this, right? Then I started doing research on that. I'm like, okay. So basically what happened was like the prop firms was a really effective keyword that we choose, right? We started doing our research and we were like, okay, the word prop firm is getting a lot of views. Why? Because basically prop firm is basically allocation to company, which gives you funds so you can trade on them accounts. It's basically related to the stock niche. We researched on that and then we were like, okay, Paladin, let's start making content around that, right? Every video is just general enough. Like the videos that I'm going to show you here, top 3 prop firms withdrawal. And the second one, prop firms saved my trading, right? Third one, what are my top 3 prop firms withdrawals? Again, right? Videos like this was too general enough so the new viewers that are watching these videos, they're going to be interested. It had enough value to get them interested, so we definitely kept opinion videos low because you need a dedicated audience who's actually willing to hear your opinions and advice. That's what we did, right? We were going really good with the short form content. We were getting views, but then this happened. The story of the reel that hit 900K views and got a follow from Umar Ashraf. If you don't know who Umar Ashraf is, he's basically one of the huge content creators in the stock trading niche with over 500,000 followers, right? All the time we were focusing on quality, but kept our cards close to the chest, rarely revealing details and rarely revealing Paladin's past until we posted this reel. So this was the reel that went hams all across the internet. Everyone was sharing it on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube, everywhere, right? You can see Omar Ashraf commented on this, Shade Cab commented on this, Phantom, all the big dogs in the trading niche also commented on this, right? Because once I decided like, okay, we are doing really good with the short form content, what we basically did was we come up with a story, right? The curiosity that we created, we needed to answer that. So every frame of this reel was thought out. We distilled Paladin's entire life and story into a mere 15-second reel. We told him to get me as much as lifestyle footage as he can, all the videos of his past, all the videos of his podcast, everything, so I can merge them in one piece and make a banger. So it can tell what you're really about, right? All about your story. So this is what we basically did. Let me just turn on my camera. So it was a psychology clutch, let's be honest, right? This was the psychology clutch we used in the marketing niche in order to get one step ahead, right? So a call out to every creator out there who was currently struggling with the story to tell and the skills to tell, because people were relating, they were saving the reels, they were sending to other people, and the comments are a proof of that. Omar Ashraf commented, all the people were like, I started crying watching this, right? Why does this reel work, right? The storytelling was really good. I'm just going to advise you to just watch this reel. The document is going to be in the description. Once you click on this reel, you're going to understand why this reel worked. And I can even guarantee you when you watch that reel, you're going to be like, all right, this was really fucking good, right? So the storytelling itself was really good. The sound and ambience and the ending, everything that we really thought about, really planned it well, and it worked, right? Everything, if you really look it into detail. Then the results were Instagram jumped from like basically 10,000 followers right away, right? This is Paladin's comments, right? I got like basically 70% of the influencers in my industry following me, the top heads, but Brody, let's get it, right? Everything was making we were on the top of the charts at that time, right? What about the CTAs? Believe it or not, we don't really need a major CTA. The only thing we did constantly engage an audience in the shorts, especially on Twitter, and tease them about YouTube content. I did note CTAs, and I'm not going to recommend you to do that. You should do that. But why did not I do that? Because I was playing the long game with Paladin. I know for a fact that everything that I'm doing right now till to this point is for the launch of YouTube. You don't just randomly make videos on there, because once we grow that platform, all the platforms are nothing in front of us, because that's the main platform, right? So the only CTA that we had in the videos, in the tweets, and all the shorts was that we were going to be starting making YouTube content soon. So people were getting excited, right? So that's the thing that you need to understand about social media. Content is an oversaturated market. Everyone's making videos. If you want to win the game, you got to play your cards slowly. It's basically human psychology, right? If we had started posting long form away for Paladin, it would have been just an ordinary trader, content creator, and the video wouldn't have gotten more than 20 views, let's be honest, right? And now he has all of the social media and his audience wanted more. So at this point, he was like, okay, so far, everything has been perfect on Twitter and Instagram. Now the final boss, YouTube. We have done our techniques properly, told podcast, brand face in the market. Now let's execute. Facts to go, right? So the thing is, once we started doing this all, like the short form content and everything, I'm going to get back to another interesting point of view, right? Our main focus was to get as much as people from the short form content and get our face in the market. And once we had one of our viral reels, people started calling him for a podcast. That was the main reason, right? Now, podcast is something that we use to nurture other traders' audience towards Paladin. I was like, all right, let's just not go towards the podcast right now. We have gone on one, just let's just wait on that. And then we release our main first YouTube video on YouTube, which was how basically he and 100K views in 6 months is what we did with first video on YouTube, right? Everything. Now I'm going to tell you why it makes sense, right? It was time to give the audience what they asked for. They were excited to hear his life story and how he got started with trading. I checked on his Twitter and see what his tweets got the most engagement. I noted that time and uploaded the video around that time on YouTube. Then I asked Paladin to make a tweet about this video to his audience. The results were mind blowing, right? YouTube is basically going to really recommend your video if you're going to bring people from different audience, or I'd say different platforms, towards YouTube. For example, if you are McDonald's and I'm KFC, is KFC going to be more beneficial if a customer of McDonald's is coming towards KFC, right? So KFC is going to push that more. Same with YouTube. When people are coming from Twitter, Instagram, and when they say they're coming from external links, they are going to push the video even more. That's what we did. We made sure that, okay, Paladin tweets at this time. Let's make an engagement of a tweet, right? A thread. And then let's just integrate a video on bottom of that so we can get as much as people as possible towards our YouTube. That's what we did. That's what took the video off. And 100K views in 4 months was the simple target that we achieved, right? The video got 40K views within first 7 days, and now we're sitting around 100K views. We enabled Paladin's channel monetization, which is one video. It brought him in a total of 4.6 thousand subscribers right away, right? Even more, the YouTube got some like external traffic into the platform, the thing I just told you. It boosted the video even more. So the second video we posted got more than 132K views, right? So once you plan out all the things properly, all the videos that you are making, they're going to be doing a lot more better. You see 132K views. No amount of SEO, thumbnail tweaking could ever get you the results like these, right? This is where the channel is standing right now. So you can see we're getting a constant of 40, 50K, 60K, 100K views per video. And we don't even post that much because we're planning to do something really big one more time, right? And this is where the channel is standing right now. Anyways, what are the next steps from here? We slow down on the content even more, only posting lots of videos, really focusing on more on the quality rather than quantity. All right, so the main thing is the offer, right? Then Paladin was like, okay, we've got all the attention that we needed, and then he launched his offer. His offer was KP Trading Room with JCap, and then a prop firm company with Omar Agag and Riz, right? These were his two main offers that he wanted to currently push the audience towards. Once the whole content creation and the attention process was done, then we released his SFT launch for his course. Second, we released his prop firm, right? So prop firm was something that he partnered with Riz and Omar Agag, and all the attention that we generated was directed towards all these both business ventures, and they were going crazy. As you can see, one of the Discord, I'd say, screenshots for anyone trying to join, enrollments are closed. I'd say it took them around 7 days maximum for the KP Trading Room to get them over 1,000 members. That's the amount of people that really rolled in these groups. Like the growth was really exponential, I'd say, right? So the both companies got really hammed, and in future, inshallah, we're looking forward to scale with an affiliate model that we're going to be using for Paladin. That's how basically we take our approach forward, right? What's what we did. Let me give you a bit of a summary on what we did, right, in all this case scenario. Build the socials, build small platforms directed towards YouTube, launch the offer, and get people towards the Discord server, made both offers, made another business venture called a prop firm, which was one of the main offers, and just redirected people towards those ventures. Simple as that. So I hope this video makes sense, and this was pretty much it for this video. If you want a quick audit on your brand, and if you want to see what we basically offer, the description is going to be the place where you're going to find all the links. And thank you so much. I'm rooting for you, and love this.